Hello everyone. This is going to be a bit of a different video. Um, this is a game called Higurashi, When They Cry. Um, Now, before we get into this story is a little bit of a darker one, a bit of a psychological horror. This is a visual novel, and I'm a very big fan of this series, so I went ahead and bought the first of the games that I could find, and I figured I'd go ahead and record myself playing it. So let's get right into it. Welcome to the world of Higurashi When They Cry. The Onikakushi arc will be the opening inviting you into this world. Don't play tough. Please just enjoy the life in Hinamizawa to the fullest. The difficulty is extremely high, but I hope you will enjoy the reward. Okay, we had a baby laughing. Please do not lament. I will forgive you even if the world does not forgive you. Please do not lament. I will forgive you even if you will not forgive the world. So please tell me, what will it take for you to forgive me? Got a nice little... Ooh, it's rather loud. The early summer of the 58th year of the Showa era. Oh, that sounded wet. If I was going to be ripped apart anyways, having my body ripped apart would have been far better. I trusted her. No, I still trust her. Even in this very moment, I trust her. But I'm starting to realize I only wanted to trust her because I refused to accept the truth. It was as if I was trying to convince myself in such a silly, sobbing voice. And I'm sorry, that maniacal, repetitious sound finally stilled and everything fell silent. Only the cry of the cicadas remained, annoyingly loud, and yet I felt as if I could still hear her voice. But that's not possible. She is no longer speaking. The only one crying is me. She never cried. Even when she repeated those words over and over, she never expressed any emotion because there were none to show. If she had no tears to shed for me, then I shouldn't need to shed any for her. Then why? This pain. My eyes getting moist. Why is this happening? I still wanted to believe I hadn't been split apart. That's enough, right? Inside me, an inner voice whispered gently. My spirit had suffered enough, and countless times I'd waver over whether I should just throw in the battered thing away. Oh, sorry. Except I've stubbornly refused to do that, haven't I? I'd feel better if I just threw it away. Even knowing that, I chose to believe, didn't I? Only I can understand that painful struggle and appreciate it. Hey, me? I've tried more than enough. I'll acknowledge that much. So, isn't it alright to just take the easy way out? Besides, I'm not throwing it away. I'm leaving it behind, with her, like flowers by a grave. Now then, calm your nerves, even though you can't feel your right arm. Just lift it up, and with every swing, forget a little more. That kindness made me happy. That adorable smile brought me joy. I liked petting your head. I loved how demure you were. Because this will be the last time. Because when I swing this down, I'll forget. This is my first and last bouquet for you. perhaps I really did love you. All right, now we're getting into the meat and potatoes. I think that's how the saying goes. I'm not sure. Somebody has been apologizing for a while now. I wonder what she's apologizing for. Wait, let me really quickly. I want to turn the volume down so that maybe you can hear my voice a little better. Okay. It felt wrong to eavesdrop, so I tried to ignore it. It had been a while since I last went to the city. I only returned to attend the funeral of a relative. Even though I'd lived there until last month, I found the bustle of the city to be overwhelming. Those skyscrapers and the multi-lane roads, the melodious cacophony of the crosswalk. Even the campaign speeches blaring in front of the station felt nostalgic. The place where I live now isn't nearly as lively. There's only the chirping of the locusts and the babbling of brooks, and the cry of the Higurashi, the evening cicadas, whatever you want to say. Rather than making me feel lonely, that quietness had begun to instill a sense of serenity. There is nothing where I'm living now. I don't just mean there aren't any burger joints. There aren't even vending machines. No music stores, no restaurants, and no arcades. Even an ice cream parlor would be unlikely. The nearest town has some stuff that like that, but it's an hour away by bike. But come to think of it, it wasn't really a big deal. There were music stores and arcades and ice cream parlors, but it wasn't like I ever hung out at any of them. I had lived in the city for 10 years and never once been to an ice cream parlor. I should have gone at least once. It's only now that I'm starting to regret that a little. Somebody is still apologizing. Who is she apologizing to? She's apologized so much, so just forgive her already. There's no reason anyone should ever need to apologize so much. I started to feel a bit annoyed at whoever was refusing to forgive her. No matter how bad the mistake, there's nothing that can't be forgiven. There's no such thing as an irreparable mistake. You just need to be more careful next time. She's still apologizing, even now. Then, has she really done something that can't be fixed? I have no idea what she's done, but if it can't be fixed, then that's all the reason more to forgive her. Oh, I read that wrong. No matter how much she apologizes, nothing will change. But even so, she keeps apologizing in such a heartbreaking voice. Hey, you, the one she's apologizing to. Why don't you just go ahead and forgive her? She's apologizing in such a pathetic voice. Keiichi, we're almost there. Wake up. I was finally roused from my nap by my father's prodding. Oh, we get some visuals now. Oh, I like that. Keiichi, we're almost there. Wake up. Oh, sorry. It seemed the train had reached its final stop. We'd spent hours riding everything from the bullet train to the local routes. It was hard to believe that the landscape beyond the window and the city I was in half a day ago were in the same country. No, that they were even from the same era. Look at this art, it's so cool. From there, we'd take a car deeper into the mountains. Look at this art, dude. Is this like real photos they took that are like kind of drawn? Past where the dense forest encroaching on the mountain road suddenly opened up. Oh, wow. This, oh, sorry, there, where I live now, Hinamizawa. And we got the title card, Higurashi When They Cry. Got the Red Sea there. I'll try to keep my mouse out of the way. Even though we were approaching summer, the morning air still had a frigid bite. Although, in exchange, you could fill your lungs up with crisp, clean air. Flipping open the window, I was greeted with a verdant expanse. Nothing but trees. The neighboring house was far away on the other side, so I was probably the only one enjoying that view and that air. I filled my lungs with another deep breath. Since I started living in Hinamizawa, I'm never going to get used to that name, I learned that even air had its own taste. Oh, we got some music. I quickly finished getting ready for school and headed downstairs for breakfast. My mother was the only one there. My father was nowhere to be seen. He was probably up working until early in the morning. Dad had a rather unconventional job as a painter. It's such a laid-back profession. Get up when you want, sleep when you want, and work when you want. I was so jealous of that easygoing lifestyle. I even wrote for school that I wanted to be a painter when I grew up. Dad was ecstatic about that. It was just because it looked easy. I'd never tell him that though. Mom laid breakfast down on the table. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, raw egg, and grilled salmon. My mom was such a good cook, it was scary. A perfect, immaculate, ideal breakfast. Unlike my dad, who didn't even know the meaning of the word schedule, my mom never squandered any time or effort. She hummed a little tune as she brought over the miso soup, sorry. It seemed like she was in a good mood today. I'm so happy you've been waking up early since we moved here, Keiichi. If I don't wake up early, I won't have time to eat breakfast. I thought I was being cute, responding with a wisecrack after being praised for being good. Full bowl of rice, or will half be enough? Pile it on. First, I savored the steaming hot rice with the seaweed. After that, I covered it with the egg. Between bites of rice, I enjoyed the crunch of the pickles. Not bad at all. Excellent, as usual. Watching me clean my plate, Mom gave me a warm smile. I'm so happy you haven't skipped breakfast ever since we moved here, Keiichi. I was not a morning person when we lived in the city. I slept right into the last minute before school and rarely ate breakfast. Boycotting the breakfast Mom made me each morning, that was probably the only way I could protest being forced to attend cram school. I guess that's what you would call my rebellious phase. I wouldn't so much as look at the breakfast she woke up early every day to make. If I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. Mindful of the time, Mom rushed me along with a wide grin. Isn't it about time? Oh, sorry. Isn't it about time to meet up with Rena-chan? Hurry, hurry. Mom really seemed to enjoy the fact that her son was going to school with a girl. Rena is one of my classmates. She really loves looking after people, coming to meet me every day without fail. The way I looked at it, a guy my age walking to school with a girl was just lame. But, well, keeping a classmate waiting for me every day wouldn't be very considerate. Seriously though, how long does Rena wait there for me every morning? Taking one last gulp of miso soup, I raced for the door. Please thank Rena-chan for the pickles. Come to think of it, those pickles weren't store-bought, were they? If I'd known that, I would have savored them a bit more. Morning! Let's see who we're talking to here. It's so beautiful, the background art. Keiichi-kun, good morning. Her cheerful greeting was as fresh as the morning itself. You're always so early. You should try sleeping in sometime. If I sleep in, I'll keep you waiting. She's so conscientious, and such a good person. If that ever happens, I'll just leave you behind. Keiichi-kun, you're so cold. I wait for you all the time. I'll leave you in the dust, without looking back. I guess this is Rena-chan. Why are you so mean? Why? Rena had a slightly troubled look on her face. Toying with her was rather fun because of how quickly her mood changed. I'm kidding. I'd wait for you. With those words, Rena seemed to relax. Her face flushed bright red. Ah, thank you. I'd wait forever until you came, Rena. No matter how long. Ah, forever? Rena turned bright red, steam rising from her head as her brain short-circuited. She's especially weak to this sort of talk. It's quite rare to find someone this fun to tease. Have you ever read a romance novel, Rena? Huh? I haven't. Never read any before. From that response, I gathered she was interested in them, but was too embarrassed to actually buy one. I couldn't imagine what would happen if she did read one. She'd probably turn red and pass out. Oh yeah, message from Mom. She says thanks for the pickles. It was nothing. You're welcome. How were they? Not too salty? They weren't that salty. Actually, they had been pretty light. Oh, sorry. They had a pretty light flavor to them. It would have been fine to just be honest and say that they were good, but apparently I couldn't be that forthright. I'd like to ask something before that. Were you the one who pickled them, Rena? Or was it your mom? Huh? Huh? Why do you ask? Were were they too salty? Her attitude completely changed as she began to panic frantically. Was it you, Rena, or was it your mom? Why are you asking who made them? Why? Depending on who made them, my opinion of them might change drastically. Huh? She counted frantically on her fingers, trying to remember the amount of salt she'd used to pickle them. It wasn't like I was trying to tease her, but I couldn't stop myself. Guys who take pleasure in this kind of thing are probably the worst. Guys like me. Reina nervously opened and closed her mouth over and over, trying to muster a response. It was me. Delicious. Huh? Pretty good, just like the last ones. They went perfectly with the rice. I'm gonna lower my legs. Sorry if you guys can hear my squeaky chair. Her face went bright red again. She was completely spacing out. It truly was a lot of fun to tease her. Oh, my mouse, sorry. I pray that Reina never gets taken advantage of by some lowlife. Keep at it, Reina. I'll train you until you handle it like the average person. Or so I decided for myself. Let's go. If we keep Mion waiting, we'll never hear the end of it. Seeing as she just keeps spacing out otherwise, I called Reina back to reality so we could make our way to school. This strange, easily frustrated girl is Rena Ryugu. I think I said that right. I've come to know her for about a month, but... Oh, I've only known her for about a month, but I've come to realize it's not just her name that's strange. I'm sorry if you guys hear me clearing my throat every now and then. Michan, good morning. Coming up to the next rendezvous point, we saw another person waiting for us. Noticing us, she waved. Ah, finally, you two are late. Usually you're the one who's late. In sharp contrast to the diligent Rena, this one marched to the beat of her own drum. She's Mion Sonozaki. For what it's worth, she's our senior and head of our class. Morning, Rena, and it's been a while, Kei-chan. How many years? I was only off 2 days. You don't say. You were so much cuter back then. Mion's gaze stared at my chest, then dropped straight down, focusing on the point between my legs. So she was saying it was my crotch that was cuter back then. Before you ask, just to be clear, I've never actually tried to show it to her. I've grown quite splendidly. You'd be surprised. Not only is he bigger, but he has a little mustache now. Being so engorged with energy every morning is quite a problem, though. I'll introduce you next time, so be sure to greet him properly. Don't say next time. Right now is just fine. How about letting the little guy get a breath of fresh morning air? I don't think I've ever heard talk so dirty you could smell it fouling up in the morning air before. Mion sure does act like an old man sometimes. Gotcha. Time for the big reveal. Hope you don't regret it. As my hand reached for my fly, Reina began to ramble in a near panic. Hey, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Red-faced and flustered, Reina tried to play dumb, but it was obvious she knew exactly what we were talking about. How was it, seeing the city again? Mion switched gears, dropping the dirty talk and changing the topic to something more befitting of the pleasant morning. I only went for a funeral. I didn't have much time. So yeah, did you look for it? That thing I asked for. You're not listening at all. I just came back from a funeral. I didn't have any time to look around at toy stores. Tisk tisk tisk. Toy stores and hobby shops are completely different, you know. It's really difficult to get Western stuff around here after all. Is this about games again, Michan? Mion nodded proudly as Reina giggled. Yep, I wanted Kei-chan to bring me back a Westport catalog, you see. Westport was short for Western Imported Games. Using that abbreviation did make it sound pretty geeky. You can just get them to send you one in the mail, can't you? Well, I guess I have to now. I'm gonna get another game full of hot action. This time, I'd like a game that's easy to understand. Mion is a board and card game enthusiast, and I hear she's collected quite a lot of different ones. According to Reina, Mion's room has become kind of a museum for domestic and foreign games. If there's a game you think I'd understand, Let me play too. Of course, if Ch.1 is up for it, I should warn you though, we're pretty tough. Just what I want. I play all sorts of games. I don't intend to lose. Whoa. Then we'll let you in the group this time, I guess. Bristling with joy from head to toe, Reina looked back and forth between me and Mion. Mion gave her an affirmative wink, and her expression perked up even further. I thought boys preferred playing outside more, so I figured you wouldn't want to. Reina laughed happily. For such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't think I'd moved here less than a month ago. I understood that they did all they could to make a transfer student like me feel at home. I'll have to try harder to fit in, so they won't feel like they have to try to make me feel welcome. I felt like if I acted a bit more open than I usually am, it should probably be about right for this place. Alright, oh, is this the school? Hinamizawa was a really small village. Not only was there only one school, but there was only one class. That class encompasses all different grades and ages. There are about 30 students at different levels, and they all study in the same class. I'm told that long ago, there used to be a bigger school building and they had actual separate classes. However, it seems something happened that made it become a single class, and now it stayed that way out of tradition. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. I've already gotten quite used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. With such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school. Not that it was a bad thing. Mion, who had been walking in front of us up until then, suddenly let me take the lead, right in front of the classroom door. So I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Huh, too bad I wasn't gonna fall for that again. To think you'd give up the lead here. You meant for this to be a test of my skills. Mion chuckled with a haughty smirk on her face. What is it, you guys? Step back, Reina. It's dangerous. She's here. Huh? Then Satoko-chan is. Her name was Satoko Hojo? She was a disrespectful, impudent, bossy kid. The way she talks was annoying, but it would be immature to get worked up over just that. The real problem was this. Quite the obvious trap, a blackboard eraser wedged in the door. It's too obvious, Satoko. A haughty laugh came from beyond the door. Excellent, Ch.1. I guess that means you win this round. No, this is Satoko we're talking about. I doubt this is it. After falling for such intricate traps since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Satoko liked to combine a variety of traps. Traps that were simply there to bait you into the main one. Traps that relentlessly kept coming at you like a sadistic Rube Goldberg machine. The list goes on. As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. And when you least expect it, she strikes. No escape, no time to relax. By the looks of it, this eraser is normal. No rocks or anything in it. It took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard. I took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. So then, why don't you just open the door and let it drop? That's what it is. That's what Satoko was after, making me focus my attention upwards. So as I lifted the door, there were thumbtacks stuck to the sliding door handle with tape. A frightening trap. A potent and terrifying trap. Concealed by using the blackboard eraser. An impressive combination, Satoko. But in the end, nothing more than the trivial machinations of a child. Assured of my victory, I threw the door open and stepped into the room. I felt something strange at my ankle. It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching on my leg. By the time I realized she had me, hook, line, and sinker, it was already too late. I began to fall in an almost picturesque manner. Ch.1, watch out! Instinctively reacting to Mion's shrill warning, I twisted my body midair before I landed on the floor. Ow, ow, ow! An inkstone filled to the brim was placed right where I would have landed. I shuddered, imagining the situation had I landed square on it. Look at this little shit. She looks fucking evil. My, what do we have here? A fair morning to you, Keiichi-san. Keiichi-san? Aren't we a lively one this morning? Still sprawled in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice. That was a setup from your usual traps, Satoko. Oh, that was a step up. I'm a little dyslexic. I haven't the faintest idea what you mean. Yeah, look at this little shit, the devious face. You're quite unlucky this morning. You little... Ow! It seemed I'd inadvertently sprained my back a little when I landed. Better than landing on that inkstone. What is an inkstone? I'm gonna Google while I read. A small hand gently rubbed my head. Pain, pain, go away. The small, dainty hand continued to gently stroke my head. Inkstone. What is an inkstone? Can I Google? Oh, it's like one of those stamping things. I mean, I guess the most that would happen when you get ink all over your face. You didn't sprain your back or anything, did you? If you rub it like this, the pain disappears. Dude, she's such a goat. She's such a goat. I thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but I didn't. It's not so much about what you actually do, it's the thought that counts. Yeah, thanks, Rika-chan. Rika? Rika? The pain's going away now. Rika the goat. Yay, Rika-chan, good morning. Good morning to you, Reina. A good morning to all. Rika-chan greeted each of us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Reina, Mia, and I all bowed back. You're such a good kid, Rika-chan. So much better than Satoko. I glared over in her direction. Satoko was whistling while rather deliberately trying to avoid eye contact. I am the very model of a good girl. A good girl wouldn't see those nasty set those nasty traps. Nothing but lies and slander. Exactly what proof? I picked up Satoko by the back of her collar. Looks like a misbehaved cat when I do this. But a cat wouldn't be setting traps. She's much harder to deal with. I'm sorry. Try saying that. If you won't say it. I cocked my index finger on my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to Satoko's forehead. I'm against violence. You don't even have any proof. Just so you know, my forehead flicks really hurt. I can split plywood right in half. Eek! Stop! Get away from me, you beast! Don't say that in a way people will misunderstand. A small hand tugged on the back of my shirt. Is it the goat? Oh, it's the goat. She's been lonely since you were gone for 2 days. Rika-chan really is just so... How could I do anything more after being told that? I gently released my grip on Satoko, who at this point was on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut as she braced herself for the forehead flick. Ah! It doesn't bother me. Ah! You mustn't cry, Satoko. Keep on fighting. Yeah. Rika gently patted the head of the prankster friend. You would never guess those two are the same age. I think Satoko could learn a thing or two, or a million. A thing or a million from Rika-chan. Next time, set an even more amazing trap. Wait a minute. As she observed the scene, Rena's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swoon. How? How do you say that? Satoko-chan is crying. So cute. Feels weird saying that. You can't take them home. Huh? But they're so cute? You can't, no matter how cute they are. But just for a bit is fine. Is fine? Rena kept a cutesy fate even as outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Rena is ridiculously weak to cute things and always tries to take them home. Object or person. Stealing is bad, but abducting people is even worse. Give it up. Then I can just look. Just looking. That should be fine, right? Right? Rena swooned over Satoko's crying for him. If a girl ever goes missing in Hinamizawa, I'll be forced to turn Rena into the authorities. Forgive me, Rena. I'll be sure to bring you care packages when they put you away. Oh, is that the bell? The teacher's coming. Quickly, clean everything up. Satoko, that inkstone is yours, right? Just from Mion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. The inkstone was bad, but the thumbtacks stuck to the door handle were an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to skewer myself. Even though Satoko was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been neatly tidied up. Ahaha, we made it in time. Rise, attention. Mion gave out the morning commands. It's difficult being the teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She has to teach something different to each one. But naturally, she ends up spending all her time with the younger kids. Reina and Mion, being the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up helping teach the younger kids, so it seems like they can never get to their own studies. They're actually way behind where my studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for the teacher and helping Reina and Mion with their studies. You're a pretty good teacher, Ch.1. Easy to understand. Reina took a breather after finishing highlighting an important section. Teaching is making me lose confidence. It makes me aware of how shallow my understanding of the subject is. They say that to teach someone something, you need to understand it backwards and forwards. So while you're teaching us, you're getting it in your own practice. In contrast, this person over here is quite the laissez-faire? I used to know how to say that. About things. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me? Look, Mio, this is for your own good. If you don't take this seriously, there'll be trouble later on, with these marks. It's not like I'm aiming to go on a prestigious school. I'll be fine as long as I pick up what I need to know for the entrance exams a little at a time. Her staunch defiance was really something else. This was a different type of relax than somebody who already knew there was going to be what was going to be on the entrance exams. Mi-chan, Ch.1 is doing his best to teach us. We need to try hard too. You're such a good and honest kid, Reina. I'll make sure you guys get accepted into a good school. What? Thank you so much. Especially you, Reina. Private lessons, just the two of us. Private lessons? A puff of smoke shaped like a halo popped out of Reina's head. Exactly what kind of private lesson is she fantasizing about that's making her turn so red? I'd like to hear the play-by-play about that next time. While Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, she threw out a casual question. So, in the city, do you have to study this much? If you don't know at least this much, you can't get into university. So you study just to get into a university? Well, yeah, basically. While knowing that this stuff won't ever come in handy in the future. Out here, you can get into university as long as your attendance is good enough. Really? Study equals entrance exams. Having that basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me into a state of shock. That is right. There aren't really enough people around here to warrant weeding them out with an exam. If anyone can get into university, then there's no need to be all uptight about this stuff, right? Well, that's true, but you should at least know stuff that's common knowledge. This old geezer thinks that, instead of wasting time pointlessly, you should be spending your prestigious teen years doing more meaningful things. Oh, precious, sorry. It was too profound of a statement to simply laugh off, but since it was Mion, it probably didn't actually have that deep of a meaning. In a place of chime, the sound of the principal waving the handbell drifted through the classroom. Ken-chan, we're done. We're done. It's our wonderful lunchtime. In a complete 180 from her unmotivated state, Mion gave the commands that signaled the end of the morning period. Ch.1, let's have lunch. I might have been making a very troubled face. Rena smiled brightly at me. Alright, let's eat. There seemed to be different cliques, even within the class. Or cliques? Most of them were divided up by gender and age, but our group was different. Our ages were different, and we had both boys and girls. But we weren't reserved around each other. This level of openness makes a transfer student like me pretty happy. Reina and Mion pushed their desks together so they were facing each other. At the same time, Satoko and Rika-chan were slowly lugging their desks over as well. Ch.1, hurry, hurry! Reina waved her chopsticks in an unrefined manner, trying to get me to hurry along. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't even open their lunchboxes. Kage-san's lunchbox is most assuredly filled with nothing but bread crust like some sort of destitute plebeian? Why don't you just show us? Come on now. Even though Satoko was hurling insults at me, she still wouldn't open the lid to her lunchbox until I was there. I pulled out my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to join the circle. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. Well then, Representative Me, please give the signal to start. At first, this was kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point, I probably wouldn't even open my own lunchbox if someone else was too slow. Our ages and genders may have all been different, but we were all friends. Let's eat. The sound of our little 5-part chorus echoed beautifully throughout the classroom. Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made up all of girls. Of course, there are other boys in the class, but they were a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me. Well, that's to be expected. Younger boys just see older boys as scary. Compare that to girls, well, at least these girls aren't picky. We put all the side dishes in the middle where everybody was free to pick at them. I thought girls would mind sharing a meal with a guy, so I was a bit flustered joining in. However, Mio noticed that and teased me quite a bit. As the fruit of my efforts, I can now reach over and take sides from anybody's lunch. My, isn't Sir Keishi's lunch extravagant today? My, isn't Madame Satoko's lunch extravagant as well? The stewed stuff has a nice look to it, rather trendy. Buying into the fight that Satoko was starting, our chopsticks locked in a cross-counter, stabbing into each other's lunch. My, how delicious! Oh, this taro is good. The stewed stuff is good too, even cold. After seeing my happy face, Rika-chan's expression broke into a little smile. I saved some from dinner last night. By the way, Satoko and Rika-chan's lunches are always the same. It seems that Rika-chan makes it for both of them every day. Rika-chan made this too? These taste like mom's home cooking. I was honestly impressed. The carrot rosettes weren't even a mold. They were done by hand with a knife. That's not easy to do. I guess Rika-chan's just good at this sort of thing. She's really good at sewing, laundry, and stuff like that. Amazing, right? Amazing! Rika is quite exceptional in many ways. Oh, that's nothing for you to boast about. Reina's actually better at cooking than I am. Huh? Well, you know. It seemed that the topic of conversation switched to Reina when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her own words. Sorry, I had a hiccup. Reina's lunch really was the star of the table. Not only did it look good, it tasted good. Everyone else pulled from Reina's lunchbox constantly. Everyone liked this one so much before, so I made it a lot this time. It's good, I hope. It's got high marks from me. Mion, you're taking too much. Knocking Mion's chopsticks aside, I reached out, trying to secure my own portion. Satoko and Rika-chan reached over at the same time, and a struggle ensued. Everyone shoveled in a mouthful after mouthful while praising it, and Lena's lunchbox was soon empty. It was kind of bad that no one thought to leave any for Reina, but Reina seemed rather satisfied as she looked on. How did you like it? Isn't Reina-san an extremely good cook too? Quite different from Kage-san. I said that's nothing for you to boast about. You're not much different from Kage-kan, Sadako. Can you tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower yet? Oh, roasted. Satoko's face went pale. Hey, even if I can tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower, you know? Oh, even I can. Of course I can. I really can. It's really hard for her to lie. Kage-kun, both taste good when they're boiled and topped with mayo, right? You shouldn't be picking on her. Mi-chan too. Reina hurriedly tried to follow up, but Mion laughed haughtily as she grew closer to Sadako. Well. Just pretend it's a little home ec lesson. Now then, Satoko, what's this? Mion lifted up her chopsticks. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon. But that's asparagus. Mion made eye contact with me, and within 0.3 seconds, I had Rika-chan's mouth covered. Holding a piece of bacon-wrapped asparagus and giving her two choices. She's pretty terrible. The yellow one is cauliflower. No, wait, The green one is cauliflower. So which? Probably the yellow one is broccoli and the blue one is cauliflower. But the green one is, do you really know which is which? How about you just give up? I'd expect no less from the class representative. The oldest. The way she drives people into a corner just shows how much experience she has. This is just a hunch, but being brought into the Sonozaki household must be quite the ordeal. I do know, I really do. Then answer the question. I know. Ah. She finally broke down and started crying. When she acts like this, she actually starts to seem her age. Cute? Reina entered a state of euphoria as Satoko bawled her eyes out. Reina was in a state of bliss as she rubbed her cheek against Satoko's head and smothered her. Really, a very content face. One that wouldn't care if the world ended right then. It was that kind of smile. Reina, Mimi is picking on me. Cute. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that. It's okay, Reina Oni-chan. Oh, Oni-chan. Well, I think I'm butchering this. We'll take care of all those bad people who tease my little sister. Boom, boom! Push, boom, bam! It was like a flash of lightning. What was that just now? Both of Reina's fists shot out at supersonic speeds, striking Mion and me squarely in our faces. Before we knew it, Mion and I were sprawled out spread eagle on the floor, staring up at the ceiling. This is the first time you've gotten one, right? Today she went easy on us. Easy? You mean there's something harder than this? With that, Mion and I both slumped our heads back on the floor in unison. From now on, I'll be careful when I'm within striking distance of Reina. Man, I'm not doing a good job at reading. See, Satoko-chan, I took care of them. I want to take you home. Making sure Reina couldn't see it, Satoko stuck her tongue out at us. Damn it all, using Reina like a puppet. Rika-chan massaged our bruises without saying a word. Oh, does that mean class is back on? Oh, I guess the day ended. No matter what the day had held, the last school bell always came too soon. Our shadows stretched off into the distance. Hey, Keiichi-kun, tomorrow, do you have plans or anything? Huh? It was such a direct question from Reina, I inadvertently blushed. If it was for a date, then wouldn't you do it more subtly? Reina saw me lost for words and realized that I'd misunderstood and turned red as well. No, I didn't mean it like that, you see. So apparently that wasn't what she meant. But since it's always fun when Reina's in a panic, I went along with it a little. Oh, really? So it wasn't meant that way. Huh? Playing it up, I slumped my shoulders, feigning dejection. Keiichi-kun, why are you so disappointed? Why? Mi-chan. Oh, she's here. Unable to hold it in any longer, Mion slapped me on the back. I see, this old geezer never knew you could push her buttons like that. Wahahaha. Huh? What? What is it? Mion was rolling on the floor, clutching her stomach, while Reina flailed around completely bewildered. I couldn't help but start laughing as well. Feeling just a bit guilty, I ruffled Reina's hair. Kidding. Sorry. It was a joke. That was my fault. She really is Ch.1. Huh? A joke? Since when? About halfway through. Halfway? So, Kei-chan, that means you weren't acting when you blushed at the start? Huh? That means... It was only a momentary lapse, but there was no way Mion would let such a delectable detail slip by us. Well, you see, saying anything more was also a bad idea. In my bewildered state, I slipped further into an unfavorable position. After that, Mion continued to tease me about it for a while. Look at this art in the background, man. It's just beautiful. So, why were you asking if I'm free tomorrow, Reina? Huh? Oh, what were we talking about? It had been so long that Reina had forgotten. That's how long Mion had teased me. It's just, Kei-chan, you probably can't find your way around Hinamizawa by yourself yet, can you? That was true. I hate to say it, but if you blindfolded me and spun me around 3 times, like we're playing pin the tail on the donkey, I wouldn't be able to tell up from down here. Yeah, I don't think I know how to get anywhere besides back and forth from school. Yes, yes. So you see, tomorrow we were thinking that Michan and I could escort you through Hinamizawa and show you around. That would be a godsend. Frankly, I was happy about the offer. You'll come, of course, right? If I'm free. You're being invited by a girl, you know. If I'm free. You're probably free anyways. If I'm free. I was being stubborn so as not to give a clear yes or no. Even though I thought it was a godsend, I'm too much of a scamp to say so up front. Kage-kun, you're not free perhaps? While Mion and I had our rather sour back and forth, Reina peeked over at me hesitantly. Figuring I'd been a bit too rough on her, I just gave in. Sorry, forgive me, I apologize. I'm free. Great! The, the trepidation disappeared from Reina's face as it blossomed into a smile. Hey now. Seems like there's quite a difference between how cold you are to me compared to Reina, isn't there? It seems Mion didn't care for how rude I was to her compared to how quickly I agreed with Reina. But her being annoyed was very interesting, so I pushed Reina forward, speeding up our pace to leave Mion behind. Let's go, Reina. Maybe it should just be the two of us tomorrow. Leave the grumpy old Mion behind. Huh? Whoa. If Kage-kun was okay with that, then I'm the one that came up with the idea to take him around. Don't ignore me, Kage Maibara. It'd be great if just the two of us could go on a picnic together. Should we bring a basket, Reina? If I were bring a basket, I'll make all the food. Maybe. Don't you ignore me too, Reina. I'll tell everyone that you disappeared into the hotel district together. Well then, I'm going home right now to start making it. Tomorrow is going to be so fun. Later, Kage-kun, Michan, bye. Reina bounded off like she was walking on the moon. After the dust settled, all that was left was me standing on the ground next to Mion. Oh, me standing next to Mion, sprawled out on the ground. There was a welt on her face. Are you alright? There was over 2 meters between you guys. Since you came, they've become sharper. This old geezer's body can't handle it. Maybe it'd be easier if you stopped saying stuff that makes Reina want to hit you. Or else this will end up being Mion's slapstick comedy hour. If that happened, the results might be fatal. Don't feel bad, Mion. You're probably just the only one who can dodge her jabs. It felt like it was her knee, though. Could it be that we were hanging around with an unrivaled martial arts master? Maybe someday we'll see her debut in an extreme contact sport. You can't lose to Reina. You need to train up and have a rematch. Kage-kun, you should. This old geezer would root for you. Mion and I reaffirmed our determination to discover a way to counter Reina's infallible technique. I'm ruining these words. Alright, title card. I think I'm going to go ahead and end this one here. I'm a little tired. I've done a lot of speaking. And, yeah. Oh, I received new tips. We're a mixed grade. We don't have a uniform. Oh, welcome. Oh, okay, cool. Save. So I wanna save. Yes. All right, perfect. Close. All right. I'm gonna continue, and I'll see you guys in the next one.